What's up, big baller shot callers? Big Ken here. Welcome to the Grid Trim Sports Talk Show. Join my co-host and best friend Monty Brown. How's it going, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? Had some good games yesterday. Looks like we had a coach decided that wanted to coach Pittsburgh so far. I mean, our old coach, Mike McCarthy.
Yes, that's an interesting choice. Yeah,
Yeah, to
the
say the least. Yeah.
the AFC and
Hmm.
NFC Conference Championship games didn't disappoint. Uh,
No.
Congratulations to the Seahawks and Patriots both winning their conference championship games. There's a rematch from the 2015 Super Bowl. Um, Everyone knows Seattle Crow won back to back. I've talked about it in recent shows.
Oh yeah.
Pete Carroll didn't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch, and Russell Wilson's famous for throwing the interception on the 1 yard line to Butler, the New England Patriots defensive back.
Yes.
Had a pretty good career. That kind of like got him started in his career because he was pretty young at that point. Um, but yeah, there's a rematch from that Super Bowl. And yeah, both games were really good. Both games were close. Both games were one-score games. One
Yeah.
had more offense. One was strictly defensive. The New England Patriots game was a 10-7 win by the Pats, and Seattle beat the Rams 31-27, more high-scoring game. But some good defensive plays, good offense and good defense. This is a really well-played
Yeah.
game for both teams. Both quarterbacks went off. We can talk about that later when we get into the stats and the stats of those games and just the recap. But before that, let's talk about this Mike McCarthy thing. We already mentioned it. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, what do you think about Mike McCarthy taking over for Mike Tomlin? I don't know about that.
Well, if you remember last week, I kind of went on a rant about the next Pittsburgh coach. I actually forgot about him.
So did I.
Um, yeah. Well, my leading candidate was the one I mentioned last week, Shula, to coach somewhere. I thought maybe they would get him, but well, I don't know. I mean, the defense was terrible yesterday for the Rams on both teams. I mean, both teams known for defense. They just just throw away the tape on that one. I mean, that was. But anyway, I thought they would look at him or Brian Flores. I thought Brian Flores would be an excellent fit for Pittsburgh. Um, I don't know. I have my questions about McCarthy. Yeah, he had a little bit of success with Dallas. We know he won the Super Bowl with Green Bay, but after that Super Bowl, he didn't do a whole lot after that.
Right.
Not a whole lot. So this is I guess my wait and see moment with them. What he's going to do with this team. This something like this might make Aaron Rodgers come back 1 year. I don't think he's made a decision yet, as far as I know. Uh, this is something that might want him to play 1 more year. Who knows? Whether that's good or bad for Pittsburgh, I don't know. Rodgers had an okay season. I thought he would have a terrible season, but he was all right.
Yeah, he better than I thought he would. I thought he was done.
Yeah, yeah, but mainly because I forgot about him. I wasn't thinking about him as far as an opening for Pittsburgh. I don't know. He won't be with them long. That's why I was leaning towards a younger coach, that someone that would stay with him another 20 years, which
Yeah.
they're known for. So I think that's the downside of that.
Mm, that's a good point. Yeah, I'm not sure how old he is, but you're right. He's not going to be there 20 years. He might be there
Right.
several years depending on how well he does, or only a couple if he does bad. We'll see.
Right.
Um, yeah, I echo your comments. He did have success with the Cowboys. He did get the Cowboys to three playoffs in a row. They had deja vu. They finished 12-5 3 years in a row. But last year they finished 7-10. You know, then Jerry Jones decides to make a decision to get rid of him. His first year there, I don't think he made the playoffs. He was there for 5 years, I thought, or was he? Did he make the playoffs the first year? I think he missed it the
The
first and last
first
year.
year was the COVID season,
I
where
think they did
I
good.
think they went 7-9 or 8-8 or something like that.
Yeah, he made it 3 years in a row and three out of the five, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad. Um,
Yeah.
the 12-5 mark 3 years in a row was pretty good. I gotta give him credit for that. But like I said in the pregame
Yes.
before we
Yes.
started recording this show, his game management's not good. He sucks at calling timeouts. Like he's not good with time management, game management. Where you want to say he was pretty bad about that with the Cowboys. Um,
Yeah. And he had the issue at Green Bay as well.
yeah, that's the thing with him, and he probably is gonna have that issue again. That's just something with him. People probably told him he just has a really bad habit of that.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, won a Super Bowl like you said with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers might be enticed to come back since he won a Super Bowl with this guy. Who knows? I just don't know what to think about Aaron Rodgers, whether he's come back or not. Some people think he's walking away completely, how he left the last game with the Steelers when they lost in the playoffs to the Houston Texans. But like you said, he hasn't officially said anything. So I don't know. Yeah, I thought there was better choices
Yeah.
out there too. Um, I don't know what other coaches are out there, but besides the two you said, but yeah, I think there's people better than McCarthy. That's for dang sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's kind of hard nosed. I hope he can. The biggest weakness the Steelers have, even with the great Mike Tomlin, is their offense is weak. They have to draft an offense.
Yes.
Can McCarthy do that?
Yes.
Their offense sucks flat out. They're not very good.
Yes.
And they've been like that for several years. They'd have an average offense at best, even on good years. You know, like they're not. Their defense is their strength. They need better offense. So
Yeah.
can McCarthy do that?
When he was with Dallas, I've always said that they needed a coach that would challenge that team, and McCarthy wasn't that type of coach. I'll have to tell you that Pittsburgh, they have a line of coaches that weren't afraid to challenge their players. Coward, uh, Tomlin, who
Right.
will get in the face of their players no matter what. Um, that's just a Pittsburgh mentality. That's the Steeler mentality. Hard nosed, blue collar. Um, I don't know if he could do that with Pittsburgh with this type of environment, these fans that they have. He might have some success.
Before we move on to the playoff games, it almost sounds like well, they're not exactly alike, but kind of similarities. You know, on the Cowboys, you know, Netflix series, you know, Jimmy Johnson was in your face, kind of like, let's go,
Yes,
come on.
yes,
But then Barry Switzer was like, kind of like more laid back. So I wonder if it's kind of like that. It's not
yeah,
exactly the same, but it's probably a bad example. But Barry Switzer was kind of like, hey, you know, I trust you guys. You guys are professional athletes. You
yeah,
know, you know what you guys need to do. Of course, he coached them, but he wasn't like oh boy, Jimmy Johnson like was like very demanding.
yeah,
Like he made him practice hard, and then it was all over the documentary. And Barry Switch was letting them hang out like in the pool, you know.
yes,
So
yeah,
yeah, so I mean, of course they practice, but not the same
right,
level, you know. I mean, of course they had to practice. I mean, everyone
yes,
does, but you know what? Everyone gets it. So that's interesting. Well, people, what do you think about this? Pittsburgh fans, what do you think about this? I don't think they're happy, but we'll find out, I guess.
yeah.
Um,
The few that I know are not. They're not. I haven't seen a positive comment about it yet from them. So we'll see.
yeah, I think it's questionable to say the least. Um,
Yeah.
all right, let's get into the. I guess we talk about the AFC Championship game first.
All right.
Like I said in the opening, you know, New England Patriots beat the Denver Broncos 10-7, number one seed versus number two seed. Of course, Denver was number one seed playing at home at Mile High. Pats were the number two seed. Um, oh boy, did play better than I thought.
Yeah.
Stidham played well. He did make some big mistakes that hurt them, but he also played very well. He
Yeah.
got a really good start. They scored the first touchdown of the game on the second drive. He had a really good pass on a 50-some plus yard bomb to get him in first and goal. Then he throws another good pass to their big receiver, Sutherland. He started to get it going a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
But the area he messed up at was when they're ahead 7-0. He tried throwing that backward lateral pass just to get rid of the ball so he didn't get sacked. He should have took the sack.
Yeah.
I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to save yards for a punt. It was third down already. It was going to be fourth and long. He just
Right.
tried to do like a little bit too much. They're like, dude, just eat it and let them punt because they were
Yes.
ahead 7-0. But in there, I mean, the the Patriots only had to go 15 yards for a touchdown. I mean, they're inside the red zone already. That was bad. I mean, it can't be anybody, but that was definitely like a young player kind of mistake, not really playing a whole lot of football. I question the coaching more than him, though. I know second half turned into like the snowball. No, I mean, no one could really go. So that's not really on Stidham. And old boy played very. And Drake May did not have a good game either. He was just very average at best. It was a hard game, just very tough defensive battle in bad weather in the snow in the second half. But I question the coach. I question Sean Payton why he didn't kick that field goal to go up 10-0 when it was an easy kick, not the 55-yard kick before the first half, but the easy one. He goes for it on 4th and 1. They had a horrible freaking play call. It almost got intercepted. That was bad. What do you think? Like, I think he's just kicked it like points are a premium, like no one's scoring. Just take points.
Yeah. Sean Payton's an aggressive coach, sometimes to a fault, kind of like Dan Campbell. But in that weather, in that atmosphere where it's just you're not able to do anything. Yeah, you're at home and just take the points to live another series. Take it. Take it. Your defense is playing lights out. They sacked May 5 times, holding him to 100 yards. No TDs.
Yep.
Yeah. Take the points.
Yeah, maybe in hindsight he thinks since my defense is playing good, if we don't get this, we could hold them kind of thing. And they did hold them. Yep. I think they went 3 and out and they got the ball right back, because New England had a lot of 3 and outs in the first half. I mean, they only had 1 first down on like 3 drives or something like that.
Right.
It was pretty bad, They only had like 70 yards of offense in the whole entire first half. I mean, they did better in the second half because they started running the ball with Stevenson. They started getting some momentum. They had that big 9.5-minute drive to start the second half, and they scored. They kicked the field goal. Now is the end, the game-winning field goal. No one else scored at the point. It was 7-7 at halftime. That made it 10-7. And that was the game. Payne should have took the points. It was 10-0. Don't give them no momentum, and just take it. I mean, that might have won them the game, or at the very least, they would be playing in overtime with a chance to still win the game instead of losing 10-7. I know hindsight's 20/20. It's easy to say that now, but I thought he was crazy when he did it. But I agree with you completely. Like I don't like really weak coaches like Carrot Top Jason Garrett. He was very predictable. He would never go for it. But I agree with you that Sean Payton and Dan Campbell do it too much, and they're overly aggressive, and it kind of hurts. It hurt them, and it's hurt Dan Campbell in the past. I mean, they should have been playing in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. So their first ever, and he kind of screwed the pooch on that, in my opinion.
Perfect weather, I get it, but this is the kind of weather where it just evens out the playing field for both teams. Yeah, take the points.
Yep. Should have taken them. I'll hit their stats real quick. So Stidham was 17 out of 31, 133 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Drake May was only 10 out of 21, so under 50%, 86 yards. So Stidham did outplay him, but the problem is Stidham did have the 2 turnovers, though. He had 1 interception and the fumble that was almost like an interception. It was a backwards pass, lateral, so that became a fumble. So he had 2 turnovers. That was the difference. He had 2 turnovers, and even though Drake May didn't have a good game, he had no turnovers. He did have better ball security. He didn't put the ball on the ground. And Drake May had a very mediocre game. He's had a lights out year. He's very deserving. He's very deserving to get to the Super Bowl. He played well in the second half of their first playoff game against Houston Texans. He started kind of okay-ish in the first half of that game, but he had a monster, second half in that game. He passed for like 268 yards.
Yes.
The division round game, and a lot of them came in the second half, over half of them. So I think Drake May is very deserving, but Stidham did better than I thought, man. There's no doubt about it. So.
Yeah. He I expect him to land that. What was he? 1-3 in his first 4. Well, it was only 4 starts.
Yeah.
I mean, but Sean Payton, to his credit, prepared him pretty well. I mean,
Yeah, that's what he's
outside
known
the two
for.
turnovers, he did all right.
Yeah, that's what he's known for. He definitely looked confident out there. He was smiling. He was having a good time. He liked the
Oh yeah,
opportunity. He liked the challenge. I liked his attitude. He was pretty
yeah,
upbeat. He was definitely playing hard. He did the best he could. He did better than I thought, man.
yeah.
But Stevenson was the difference maker because Patriots just kept on running the rock in the second half, especially in the bad weather. He had 25 carries, 71 yards. They did better rushing the ball than the Denver Broncos did. Broncos hardly had any rushing yards. Harvey had 13 carries for 37. So Stevenson was
Wow.
definitely the better of the two when it came to that. And a lot of them came in the second half. He's a big, tough back that's hard to get down. And yeah, he was a difference maker in the second half, I thought.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Well, it's a funny thing. The second time that a second-year quarterback from New England's gone to the Super Bowl. I think the first time it happened, that guy he had a pretty good career.
yeah. Yeah, I think we know everyone knows who we're talking about. Yeah. Um, yep, Drake May is following in some big footsteps, but man, he's got the Patriots back to the promised land.
Yeah.
Um, Before we move on to the next game, the NFC Championship, I will give a shout out. I've mentioned it many times on the show. I might send him this link so you can watch it. I know you never met him, but I've talked about him a lot. My dear friend and my friend's dad that passed away, 2 years ago from skin cancer. They're big Patriots fans.
Mm.
He texted me last night saying, "Hey, I hope the Seahawks win. I love to see a rematch of the Patriots and Seahawks. It's making me think about my dad." And
Mm.
so yeah, so shout out to him. He's my neighbor. You didn't get to meet
Big
him
shout
last
out.
time. You didn't get to meet him last time here because he was here. I think he might have been out of town, but he's my neighbor. But like I told you before many times, like I knew his dad long before I met Mikey. His dad, Mike Senior,
Uh-huh.
was friends with Shockey, and him and his wife were friends with us for like 10 years before I met their son and their daughter-in-law Kelly. A couple years ago when he moved into our neighborhood. When we moved into there, they moved in here first, so we're in the same neighborhood now for like the last 4 or 5 years. So but I knew his mom and dad for a long time before him. So yeah, shout out, thinking about Mike, and yeah, I'm sure he's
All
looking
right.
down. I'm sure he's looking down, cheering for the Patriots. So all right, man,
Awesome. Awesome.
awesome. So let's talk about my neck of the woods, the Seattle Seahawks. Man, the 12s are freaking excited. An exciting game,
Shoot.
thriller game, 31-27. Seahawks win. No one scored in the fourth quarter. It was which was surprising because they're scoring all game long, but no one scored in the fourth quarter. So final score, like I said, final score 31-27. We got to talk about our guy Sam Darnold, man. We were talking about this last night. That dude has answered the
Wow.
critics.
Wow.
He,
Big
he has
time.
got the monkey off his back and then some. Like that guy has been lights out. I mean,
Yeah.
he threw for 346 yards in the win. Wow, what a job he's done. So what do you think, man?
I texted you last night, man. Man, this guy's in the zone, and his passes are crisp, on target, on point, hitting the receivers right between the numbers.
Yes.
Man,
Yeah, he's throwing some lasers out there, man. Yeah, his accuracy is
man,
impressive.
yeah. He answered his critics. I was one of them,
I was one
and
of
then
them
some.
too. I was rooting for him, but I was
Bro,
wrong because I didn't know what he could do in the playoffs. I was like, I know he's done good in the
yeah,
regular season
yeah,
2 years in a row, but I was wondering about the playoffs. But he's answered that
yeah,
obviously. So
yeah. But man, I'm so proud of him. I love seeing this. I love seeing it. If I'm gonna be proven wrong, I want it to be like that.
exactly,
Awesome,
someone
awesome.
doing a really good job. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a good
yeah.
story. Yeah, it's a good sports story because we all know
And the
how.
Seahawks,
Go ahead,
the
brother.
Seahawks aren't really a team that I root for or against, depending on who they're playing.
Right, right.
But I was rooting for them yesterday. I mean, I thought they would lose the game, but I was hoping they would win the game. And man, he I won't say he carried them, but it was a team effort. But he was a big part of that win. Throwing 300 some odd yards against the Rams defense.
Yeah, you froze, brother. You there?
For a head coaching job, for crying out loud, and they put up points on him.
Yeah,
He put up points on him. So excellent.
Yeah, you froze for a second, but you're right. I heard what you said. He played excellent, man. Um, yeah, Stafford wasn't too shabby either. I mean,
Yes.
Stafford was a true veteran quarterback. I mean, 22 out of 35, 374 yards. Both their quarterback ratings were through the roof. They were almost identical. They had 127 point. I think Sam Darnold was 127.8 and Stafford was 127.6 QBR. I mean, that's like freaking insane. Um,
Yeah.
uh, Seahawks have really good defense. Obviously, it did not show this game because Matthew Stafford and every game they played has always been high scoring kind of.
Yeah.
Even though Seahawks have a really good D, like that,
Yeah.
Rams could put up some points. So they have a really talented offense. The last overtime win Seattle had was 33-30. It was tied 30-30 in regulation. I mean, yeah, they had some high scoring affairs, but they make defensive plays kind of like when they need to in that game.
Yeah.
And both plays did that a little bit. Like both teams did that a little bit. And like I said, no one scored in the fourth quarter, so obviously there was some defense being played in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter.
Yeah. Finally tightened up there. What
Yeah,
I expected during the game, actually.
yeah, yeah. They both had to punt a couple times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it did tighten up in the fourth, and I know the game was getting kind of edgy. There was probably like a lot of nerves too, because you're in the fourth quarter, a very close game. The winner's going to the Super Bowl. All that's probably in effect also. Um, Kenneth Walker got to a monster start, scored the opening touchdown. He did get
Yes.
slow. He did get slowed down. He had 19 carries for 62 yards, but Seattle Seahawks running game has taken some life over the past month. It was missing most of the season, but over the last four games besides this one, they were rushing for like 172 yards a game. It looked like they had finally found something. I know Zach Charbonnet being hurt isn't helping them out. Unfortunately, he's going
Yeah.
to miss the Super Bowl too because he has like season-ending like knee surgery or whatever.
Yes.
Their third guy though isn't too bad. I know his name. I should have written it down. He's not a bad guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
he had a decent game, and he might step up big in Super Bowl with like a little more practice underneath his belt. He's usually like a special teams guy, but of course he got thrown into the role of being the second, running back. I know his name, but like I said, it's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember it. But I'm kind of rooting for him. So I think he might prove to be big in the Super Bowl. You never know. But Kenneth Walker is an absolute beast. He got off to a great start,
Yeah.
then he got slowed down. Um, Blake Corum, my Michigan man, had a good game. He was the leading rusher for
Yes.
the Rams, 9 carries, 55 yards. It was a
Nice.
good 1-2 punch. Him and the Notre Dame running back, they always seem to be really good together. They share the carries, but Blake Corum was the leader in carries this game. Usually it's the other guy leading in carries or leading in yards, but this time it was Blake Corum.
Yes.
But yeah, it was a good game, man. Exciting game, like back and forth. I think the biggest thing that hurt the Rams is they put Sal got the ball first to start the second half, and they went 3 and out, but then on the punt he muffed it.
Yes. Yeah, that's been the Rams' Achilles heel the whole season.
Yeah,
Muff punts, block punts, allowing long runs. I mean, and the worst time of the year is when it makes a difference. Yeah, yeah, they mentioned it last night too. It's been their Achilles heel, and it came back to bite them. That Xavier Smith's muffed punt was huge. I think they
yeah,
scored on the very next play, as a matter of fact.
yeah.
So yeah,
Jake Bobo, I forgot to
that was
mention
tough.
him.
Yes.
Jake Bobo was mostly in there for blocking for wide receiver. He's a big wide
Yeah.
receiver. He's like 6'4", 207, 208 pounds, so he's big. He's in there for run blocking. His rookie year, he didn't do bad. He had like 19 or 20 catches and had like 2 or 3 touchdown passes. But then this year, he only had like 2 or 3 regular season catches. But he's had back-to-back games with catches in the playoffs. So, he's hardly used the whole entire season, but also in the last 2 playoff games, he's had some big catches. One was for the touchdown last night, and then
Yeah.
the other playoff game was like a big one. It wasn't a touchdown, but it's like for like a first down. I mean, to keep the drive going. So he's just one of those guys. He's like the fan favorite here in Seattle because like he's very, low key and
Yes.
he was a walk. He didn't get drafted, so he was kind of like a walk on. That's another thing too. He was not drafted. He played at UCLA. I remember that. So he's slow. He runs like a 4.8 40 or something like that.
Wow.
It
Wow.
might be faster than that, but it's pretty slow for receivers these days. I mean, in high school he might look okay speed, but in the NFL it's not good, right? So
That might be slow for high school.
that
Sheesh.
is the way high schools are going now. Yeah, like
Yeah.
those guys are running like 4.6s,
Yeah.
4.5s, 4.7s. Yeah, yeah, it's yeah. I think he's faster than what they say.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a really bad 40 time in the combine, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You can't go by that. I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
I think he's faster than what his combine time was. Obviously, he's not fast. He's not a lightning receiver, but I think he's
Yeah.
faster than what they said he was. So
Yeah.
all right, yeah, So congrats. To echo your comments, I wanted the Seahawks to win, but me and you both picked the Rams to win because I thought
Yeah.
the Rams have always had kind of Seattle's number. So like this is gonna be a tough game for Seattle. It's a
Yes.
division rivalry, but Seattle squeaked it out, man. It was a good win. 12s are completely excited up here. They're going crazy. They're
Yes. Oh, I bet. Did you get any sleep yesterday?
a little bit,
Sheesh. Huh?
just a
That place
little.
was rocking.
Yeah,
Woo.
they were bringing it. And the weather was decent yesterday. I mean, we haven't had rain in 2 weeks here, which is very unusual for this time of year. So no rain last
Oh,
night. It was clear skies, so everyone can enjoy the game. It was colder than normal, but it wasn't raining. So,
wow.
but no rain. Yeah, but our temperatures are
Oh,
like 3 or 4 degrees below normal because there's no rain. So sometimes the clouds bring in the warmer weather, but we've had sun for like 2 weeks, but just a few degrees below normal. And our morning lows have been really low, like 27 degrees. Like,
oh,
dang, it's cold outside. But it gets up to like 41 for the high, when usually it's like 45, 46. But like, at least it's not raining. So
wow.
let's get into Super Bowl LX. I can't remember what number it is. Is it 59 this year?
Oh, I think so.
I know it's Super Bowl LX. I know that.
I don't know.
Super Bowl
I
LX.
should know my Roman numerals, but I don't.
I don't either. I think it is 59 because last year I think I could have sworn last year was 58.
Yeah, 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 yep. That's it.
So Super Bowl 59 LX. What do you think? How do you think it's in Santa Clara? It's at San Francisco 49ers home stadium. How do you think this game's going to go?
Tell you what, I won't pick it. I'll tell you how it's going to go, though. We'll save that for we'll do a Super Bowl show with scenarios, kickoff, coin flip. How many minutes will the national anthem be? We'll do a show like that. Then
Okay,
we'll do our picks.
I agree with that, and maybe
But
I'll try to get some other guests on here too. I'll try to get some people on here.
yeah, yeah.
We did that a couple last year, the year before. And it was really fun. Yeah,
Oh man,
me and some of my football officials friends did that. I'll try to get them back, and some other people.
yeah. I know who I want to win, but I'm going to save it. Um, I'm going to pick with my heart the Super Bowl, not with my head. So we'll save that. But I expect it to be very entertaining. Couple of turnovers, pick six. The winner will. I don't think there'll be 30 points scored. It'll be real tight.
Well, both defenses are really good. We know that much. Um, both really good.
Yeah,
Patriots defense has been really dominant in the playoffs. Seattle Seahawks defense has been dominant the whole entire year, but Patriots defense has really picked it up in the playoffs. They've
yeah,
been like lights out.
yes,
Yeah, I agree. We'll have a show for this next week or definitely before the Super Bowl starts. Make our predictions. I know who I want to win. Also, um, I think the question would be who's going to play better, Sam Darnold or Drake May. That's the
yeah,
question. We know Sam Darnold's been lights out.
yes,
Drake May kind of had a subpar game. It was a defensive battle, but he's been really good in his second year, like he already mentioned. Can he bounce back to his normal form, like he's been most of the year? You know, who has the advantage, Darnold or Drake May. We know Darnold's a veteran, but neither one of them been in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Um, yes, like I said, I like Sam Darnold's story, struggling with the New York Jets for 5 or 6 years, kind of bouncing around, was a backup with San Francisco 49ers, and someone else, and then then he gets to Minnesota and now Seattle. And like I said,
Yeah.
he's answered the critics' questions about how well he would play in the playoffs. He's played lights out, man. I think no
Yeah.
turnovers. And he's prone for putting the ball on the ground. We know this, but
Oh
he's
yeah.
been knock on some wood for him for a Super Bowl in 2 weeks. But he's been playing some pretty good ball the last couple of weeks. So with no turnovers. Um, I guess that's it, man. What do you got in closing, brother?
Hey, good games yesterday. Have this 2 week thing going on. I watch some basketball, see what's going on there. Anything interesting happens, we'll touch on that next show.
I agree. I don't know if he'll do it because he may not have the time because he's got small kids. The guy I was mentioning, my friend's son, my neighbor Mikey.
Yeah,
He's a New
yeah.
England Patriots fan, so maybe we can get him on. I'm gonna send him the link to this show tonight. I'm sure he'll watch it. He's watched some of them before, because
All
he
right.
liked it when we talked about the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers a couple years ago, and the Boston Celtics won, and you know, like they're Boston diehard through and through. But if I can't get him
Yeah.
on, if I can't get him on, I'll try to ask some of my football friends again. Hey, I know it's been a couple years, but you guys want to come back on, kind of thing. But I agree with you. It's gonna be fun because we could do, like you said, the national anthem, like how long that's gonna last. Talk about the Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny. I know some people aren't too crazy about that.
Oh boy, I heard
Um,
some funny stuff that he might do. I don't know if it was AI or if it's true, but
yeah,
this is a family show. I won't mention
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's interesting. Um, yeah, some people are putting politics into it, but to me, the
Yeah.
Super Bowl is not about politics.
No. Not at all.
That's what we're talking about with the halftime show, though.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's
Yeah.
just entertainment, man. Um, yeah, so it's gonna be fun though. But we'll see if we can get back on the show. But like I said, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I just want it to be a good Super Bowl. I think it will be.
Yes.
I just want it to be close.
Yes.
Lately, they all been pretty close. We had one bad one. Obviously, last year sucked. It was a blowout.
Yeah.
But the last three or four besides last year were all nail biters, pretty good
Yeah. Pretty
games.
good ones.
So
Yeah.
I'm expecting the same thing here. I think it's gonna be. Hope it comes down like to the last possession, man. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see
All
you for
right.
our Super Bowl show.
See ya.